You guys want to join me on a little spider rehousing adventure? If you do, continue watching. Okay everybody, so we are going to rehouse those 4 tarantulas that I said we were going to do yesterday in the video I uploaded. Brachypelma hamorii we're going to start out with. Then we have Baumgarteni, Grammostola porteri, Grammostola rosea. Not in any particular order, it's just who I grab. I think we're going to go hamorii, porteri, Baumgarteni, and then rosea. I think that's the way I have the enclosures set up. Simple, very easy setups for these. There's anything major, okay? They're just flat. This one, I gave a decent sized cork bark, so if Obi wants to hide, he can, but I pretty much guarantee probably won't. I should say she. I'm hoping this one's a she, but it really doesn't matter. We do have the male and female pair already anyway, so whatever this one turns out to be, it turns out to be. I expect this guy or girl to molt sometime in the near future. So let's see. Now the substrate is a little damper. That's just the way that it comes out of the bag. It dries out pretty quickly, so it's not that big of a deal. And these enclosures have quite a few holes in them, so hopefully he won't or she won't give us too much problems going in. This one can be a little skittish, but let's see. So I hope you guys can see everything that's going on. I'm behind the camera. We're going to do everything from on top, or from the side here. Actually, there's the tarantula there. Nice and easy. Just take your time. You got to fight with them sometimes. Not really fight with them, but just kind of, you know, especially these Brachypelma and Grammostola, they really don't want to climb. They don't want to get out of their enclosures. They're pretty much comfortable where they're at. I'm hoping that this stays. I'm not watching the camera, so if it goes out of focus, I have to apologize, because sometimes it may pick up stuff that's moving closer in the foreground than in the background. Now she may not be too thrilled with the substrate, but get the old enclosure out, and we'll take a look at her. Again, we're doing this inside of this big basketball thing just for ease of me, so I don't have anybody running. So there is Obi. So one successful rehouse. We'll close them up, and then each time we do them, we'll get the lids on them, and then we'll show them all again afterwards out of this basketball cube. So we'll move on to the next rehousing. Hopefully it goes just as easily. Okay, so this is going to be the Grammostola porteri, or porteri, or whatever you want to call them. Rose hair tarantula, Grammostola rosea, central, whatever you really want to call it. And you can see it's actually starting to climb out on its own. I went real basic with this, just a hole in the dirt. I want to see what this one does. This one's always been very inquisitive. It might rehouse itself. Let's see what it does without any coaxing from me. Nope, changed its mind. Come on, guy. I believe this one, no, you don't want to go down there. That's not where we want to go. You're just going to make it difficult for me. This one may give us a little bit of fits because it does have a deep burrow here. And this was the concern I had with these, is that they're not going to be able to burrow very, very much. But I want to see what happens. So this is just kind of an experiment. Not necessarily has to be where they stay. But again, this is just something that I'm trying out. So don't beat me up about it, because I think they're going to be fine. We did give this one a starter burrow. So it's got about, I don't know, 1.5 inches, maybe 2 inches of substrate there. It's not a ton, but it can reinforce that and dig itself a tunnel if it wants to. As you can see, it's very inquisitive. This one's always been inquisitive. I've held this one a few times because it does like to just kind of crawl out and see what's going on. Excuse me. We'll give this one just a little bit more time to come up. before I try to coax it back down again, or coax it back up and make it go back down, because that's probably what's going to end up happening. Yeah, see it? It wants to just come down. Come on out. No, just come out. Come on. Come on up. No, don't go down. See, that's the problem with this one right now. We got to get him to a point where it doesn't want to go up. So let's try this, and we'll try and kind of make it easier for him, maybe. Get this piece of wood out of here so it can't hide on me no more. I don't know what you guys are seeing there. That's where we didn't want it to go. Now it's way back down in its burrow. So I'm going to coax it out, so give me a minute. And we'll try and get it out of there. Okay, so all I kind of did was just kind of collapse the burrow on the backside so it can't go back down in there. And now here we are right here. This one's looking real nice. It's got a nice color to it. We'll see what happens in the next molt. Maybe we'll get some of that carapace coloring. It's okay, little one. You're okay. Trust me. It's not a huge upgrade, but it's a little upgrade. Keep going. There you go. Like I said, we'll see what they do in here. If I find that they're, huddling in the corner all the time, all scrunched up, then we'll either add more substrate or we'll change something up. But this is pretty much it. Box with a hole. There's the spider there. Okay, let's move to the next rehouse, which looks like the Brachypelma Baumgarteni. Okay, so I expect this one to go pretty much the same as the Brachypelma hamorii did. This one's a tad bit bigger than the hamorii, but I expect that hamorii to molt sometime in the near future. This one's actually getting an elongated abdomen a little bit, so I would suspect this one probably in the next 2 months will molt again. And it may be time to move it out of here after that. Again, this is just something I'm trying out with these enclosures, and it's basically just to see how they work out for different sizes of tarantulas, different types of tarantulas, and then I can pass that information on to you guys out there to find out if these are something that's suitable for tarantulas that are, inch to 2 inch, 2.5 inch, how they do. Again, you're not going to really get anything too huge in here, digging-wise. I'm seriously considering getting a few more of these and trying the Chilobrachy species electric blue in here, and maybe another Chilobrachy species or one of my Tarantula species, so they can just web up a little area. But the ones I have, the African baboons that I have that are small, all seem to like to build a little turret up. So that's kind of the deterrent of this. So let's try to get this little one up there. Yeah, you're going to kick hairs, aren't you? Come on. You don't want to move at all. You're going to be stubborn. Yeah, I know. Kick, kick, kick. And this one pretty much stays in the same place almost all the time. Come on. A little bit at a time. Baby steps. Baby steps, baby steps. Oh, don't kick all your hairs off now. You definitely have to be careful with this paintbrush after this, because it's going to be coated in Baumgarteni urticating hair. Well, this one doesn't want to move at all. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Holy man. You don't want to do anything, do you? Trying to work the back legs. Sometimes you got to work the front legs too. You just kind of brush their legs more than their abdomen, really, to be honest with you, because once their legs are kind of manipulated, then they really start to move. Well, you're getting the luxurious cattle skull enclosure. Now you're all bald. Look at you. See? Why you gotta go and do that? Okay, so successful rehouse number 3. You can see how much hair it kicked off. That was all. That was not bald like that prior to this rehousing, so. Alright, so we got 3 in, 1 more to go. Okay folks, so this rehouse is going to be a tad bit different because here we are. We decided that we wanted to just crawl out of the enclosure as soon as I opened it. Well, not really when I opened it, but when I started taking some of the stuff out of it, she decided that she wanted to crawl out. This is the Grammostola rosea. This is supposed to be the red, it'll look like the, real reddish one, kind of like my Grammostola species mall, quote unquote. That's what this will turn out to be. So we're going to try and get her in the house, and then we'll talk a little bit about just a few things, nothing major. We'll see if we can get her in there. Try and get her into this hand maybe, so you guys can see her going in. Very, very calm. She is extremely calm, very, very fuzzy, as you can see. Very adventurous, like the porteri. She does like to check things out a little bit. Absolutely no issue, no fear of touching her whatsoever. She's extremely docile. I do believe this to be a female, so she's gonna want to crawl all over the place though. You stay in there. So yeah, again, people are going to ask questions, and I hope you guys do. I hope you guys ask some questions about, why aren't you providing hides for some of them, and why are you using these lower type of enclosures? And what I'm doing is I'm trying to get a feel for species and different genus or genera that can work in these types of enclosures, and how big and what sizes. We're going to try everything in here. We'll try Chilobrachys in here. We'll try baboon in here. We'll probably put one of the tetes in one of these. We'll probably order 4 more of these next month. And when we get ready to rehouse one of the tetes, we'll put it in here and see how it does. This way I can do some experimentation here for my own knowledge, and then I can pass that on to you guys. So you could see, maybe you can make a decision and say, hey, you know what, some of the species I have probably aren't equipped for that. I don't want to order those, but some of you might say, hey, this might be a good idea. I kind of like these. They stack real well. If you look at the lids, let me get one here for you. It'll focus. Here, we'll do it this way. You can see the lip right here. Okay, that's raised. So you can see it up. And you Europeans know all about these because you guys have these, but a lot of the Americans don't have these or don't use these because we don't have them, anybody that really manufactures them or sells them here, so we have to order them from overseas. I ordered these off the Wish app for $2 a piece. They came from China. I ordered them like 3 weeks ago, I believe, 2 or 3 weeks ago. Whenever that Homo species blue video was done, I ordered them like the following week. So, and they were supposed to have been sent out on the 3rd of July, which was the exact date that they did. And then on Friday, I got the notification that they were in customs. Was it Friday? I believe Friday or Saturday, I got the notification that they were in customs here in the United States, just getting ready to be sent out. So they were sent out. The problem with these is sometimes they will put the lids on top, okay? And if the lid's on top of the enclosure itself, they're apt to crack. One of them did crack. So I just kind of put tape on the inside of it to try and keep it together, and that's the one with the porteris in. The last 2 that I got, one of them just was completely cracked. So I'm going to give them a notification, because you can give them an idea or a message. So my message to them is going to be 3 out of the 4 of these, the lid was on the bottom of the enclosure. So the way it was packed, the lid was underneath, the enclosure was on top. those were all perfectly fine. The one that was on top was the one that cracked. So, you know, it's just that pressure point, and, you know, moving around from, I think they came from China. So from China to here in the United States, wherever that shipment came, probably California, I would imagine, would be, I don't know. I don't know which way that they would have sent it. If they're coming from air, if they're coming from boat, but I didn't track exactly what city they went to. I should look that up and see if they have that. But anyway, that would be my really only complaint about these, is that the way that they pack them, we got to make sure that the lids don't crack, because the lids crack, they're not really any good. The one that I had, the one that did crack, was a very, very minor one, and it's going to be in a spot where I don't lift up. That'll be the side that stays on for the most part. So I just lift the long end up for feeding. And then, you know, when we do videos, we'll take the lids right off. You know, and they can climb out. You can see this, there's not a lot of room from the top to the bottom, and she'll be able to do whatever she wants to do, as well as the other ones. So if they want to climb right out, they're going to climb right out. So we have to kind of watch and make sure you stay in there, dear, and see how things go. In fact, since we're standing here, I don't know that she'll eat, but we'll give her a real small cricket and see if possibly she might take it. No, stay in there, dear. Stay in there. Stay in there. Catch one. Okay, so we'll put a cricket in there and see if the cricket's going to crawl back in the burrow. That's exactly what we don't want. But we'll finish chatting. Maybe the cricket will come back out and she'll get on it. She's right there, you can see. The water dishes are in. There's just not water in them yet, because I know what'll end up happening. So I'm going to let them get accustomed to their home for a few days. Then we'll throw some water in there. And again, the rosea, porteri, Brachypelmas, they're not so dependent on water like some of the other tarantulas are. So most of them, I probably don't even need water dishes, as long as they're fed, you know, on a timely schedule. They'll get their water intake from their prey, as long as you know, gut load the animals or the prey items before. So yeah, so we're experimenting here, guys. So again, you can comment stuff down below if you think that what I'm doing is wrong. But again, what I'm doing is just kind of, again, my channel is more informational. It's not real flashy. So if I can do stuff that can give you guys information later on, and, you know, help you have informed decisions that you can make, you know, you have a little bit of information. You could say, hey, yeah, you know what, I think I want to try these, or that, you know, I really don't want to. I don't think that they're for me. So, yeah, I'm going to have to get one of these guys out, take a picture for the thumbnail. Probably we'll do it with her and see how she goes. And that's all, really. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Don't forget the bell, the like, the subscribe, the comments. We can get that cricket to come out of there. Maybe we can catch her feeding on it. I just never know, you know, with a recent molt and a new enclosure, if she's really going to be interested in eating. It doesn't look like she is. So we'll see everybody later, and happy keeping.